Alright, first off, shout out to these new iPhones, man. We trying out the 17 Pro. I didn't get the Max, but I think I'm gonna order the Max because once you get used to the Max, this one seems so small in your hands. But I do like it. I do like it. But I had a breakthrough. I had a breakthrough Sunday night, and it was a running breakthrough. So I set a goal for myself. I think it was, let me actually read it to you because I sent it to my bro. I sent it to my bro, G Mitch, who is a legend if you know him, but definitely one of my bros, like, that just motivate me, inspire me, and one of those few people that you know when you interact with them, they have a high standard for you, and you know that you have to live up to it because they also have a high standard for themselves. And there's a certain level of accountability that y'all can just build on. So I told him, I sent him a text Thursday. I said, top of the top, bro, God. I'm telling you because I know it's real that way. I got to get this running back going, bro. I said my goal is 3 miles under 24 minutes by the end of November. I know it's nothing crazy, but I've been coasting. So my goal, once again, was 3 miles under 24 minutes by the end of November. So obviously that's an 8-minute mile. I got to do whatever's right under there. So that was the goal for 3 miles. So he was on a work trip. And this is how we are sometimes. And we both got to do better because the more you communicate with certain types of people, it raises the bar in everything that you do in life. And a lot of times that can be some of the most intimidating conversations that you have because you have those people in your life that you know are never going to accept you settling for less than what they know that you're capable of. And they also know that we all have unlimited potential because they see it in themselves and they see it in you. So therefore there is no comfort level. It's just continuously pushing, seeing how much that we can get out of life, seeing how much we can get out of these godly bodies that we have. So he sends me a text on Sunday. So on Sunday, I was like, all right, I was already planning on running that night. And I just had, I forgot what I had on Sunday, but I wanted to finish up some work, some edits, and I was gonna run. So at 6:53 on Sunday, he sends me this text, and without the intro, I'm just gonna get right to where he addressed the goal that I set for myself. And he says, man, I'm gonna keep it 100. That's 8 minutes per mile. Fuck November. Lace your shoes up and go knock that shit down today or tomorrow. He said that's 8 minutes per mile. Fuck November. Lace your shoes up and go knock that shit down today or tomorrow. So of course I'm sitting here and I just ate. Just eating. Is it ate or eating? I always get that confused, but neither here nor there. So I had just eaten. And I was like, all right, man, now I gotta change my whole mindset because that's what all this really is, right? Because my mindset was, all right, I'll run 3 miles. Maybe I was doing, I think, 2 miles at 8 minutes and 30. I think it was like around like 8:30. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll do 2 miles again at 8 minutes and 30, just see where it is. Because I was like, you know what? Like, I just want to work my way towards it. I don't want it to be me going out there about to pass out. I just want to be able to improve on my conditioning without going so hard. I just want to coast towards it, right? And this was a mindset shift. It was a mindset shift. Remember, my goal was by the end of November. So he sent me this, and then he wrote, real shit, I'm not just blowing steam. You can do it today. Pace a steady 8 minutes, keep an eye on your watch, and hold your pace and just do it. You could roll out of bed and do it if you really had to. Like if your mom's life was on the line, you know you could. He wrote, tomorrow sell out. Text me that goal is completed and we got a new real one for November. If you don't hit it and you didn't throw up trying, then you didn't go hard enough. And also, when you surround yourself around people that know you, see, there's a difference between just people that hold you to a certain standard. But people that truly know you, they know how to push your buttons and they know what gets you going. They know all they got to do, and he knows all he got to do is throw something out there for me. I'm like, now it's either I'm being a pussy, just being totally honest with y'all. This is how I would communicate. If I try not to, y'all know I try to keep it PG on here, but literally that's the mindset. Either I'm being a pussy or I'm going to go for the goal. And going for the goal means doing whatever it takes to accomplish that goal. That means if I don't accomplish the goal, but I'm still walking afterwards, that means I did not give my all. The only thing that would be, you know how horses run? Horses just keep running, right? They just keep running until they'll just fall out. Like, so that's the mindset. And I've always thought about that, where it's like, yeah, you could go harder, you could definitely run a little bit longer. Most of the time we set goals and our minds determine that, okay, that's enough. Right? Our minds determine that. Our bodies could have kept going. So I made a decision real quickly, and I said, what did I write back to him? So I think at 7:25, so this is about 25 minutes later, I wrote, say no fucking more. Doing that shit tonight. Love you, bro. Because he had wrote, love you, gang. Like, this is my brother, man. And so I went out there, I think I ran the first mile in like 7:34. And I was feeling every single step. Like, there was no coasting. There was no, okay, start off, run a fast mile, and then coast the rest. No, every step was pain. Every step was pain. And so I ran the first mile, 7:34. And then the next mile, I think I ran 8:09. So when I was looking at my phone, I still had a whole mile to go, and it was creeping up at around, I think, a 7:56 mile. 7:56 mile per minute, or 7:56 minutes per mile. All right, I'm just trying to go back to that state. I'm already in that, like, that's exactly what I was doing when I was running. I was like, all right, trying to figure out, like, all right, what I got to keep. So I was like, yo, I cannot allow this thing to touch 8. So, because it paces it out. It's like your average pace. So I think it touched 7 minutes and 59, maybe around 2.5 or 2.25 miles. And I just made up my mind, like, bro, if you don't get this, then you gonna fall out trying. So it's one or the other. And then all these thoughts come to my head, like, all right, bro, well, if you don't get it, you could just do it another day. And then on the other side, it's like, if you do get it, or if you can get it right now, but if you don't, you may pass out. It is what it is. And I just accepted it. And all that's just the noise, right? All that stuff is just the noise. Who knows what we can get out of our body? Who knows? But we'll never know unless we push it, unless we're willing to take it to an uncomfortable state that we've never been before, right? That we've never taken it before. So that's like not even the lesson. The lesson is what I already told y'all. So long story short, he just texted me. It's funny, but I got the goal, and it says 7:59, but it's really because I couldn't even, by the end of it, I couldn't like press stop, so it still was going a little bit, and then once they realized that you're not running anymore, it'll stop. But it ended up being a 7:57 average pace, because the last mile I had to do in 8:08. So yeah, the second one was 8:09, last one was 8:08. So I just got it. I'm telling you, I'm like, it took me like 10 minutes to send him a text just that I got it. But it wasn't even well, first and foremost, it was about completing the goal, because that's the win, right? We're all about winning here, because winning is really just a pass to move on to the next stage, to unlock the next bit of potential that we didn't know that we could tap into, to squeeze that next drop out. So it is about the win, but even bigger than the win is what the win further confirms to you. And it's that when you surround yourself around the right people, that's perhaps one of the only ways, or the only way, to demand the most out of yourself. I don't know. Maybe some people could just be David Goggins with just David Goggins, but I'm pretty sure that even David Goggins leans on some people to push him, whether it's competition or whether it's people on his side, in his team, whatever it may be. But this was just something that stood out to me because here I am about to give up the most precious thing that we have on earth, time. I was getting ready to give up time. It's September. What day was this? This was September. Hold on, I'll tell you. It's September 24th. So what was that? The 22nd, the 21st. So that was the 20th. That was the 20th. No, that was the 21st. So that was September 21st. And here I was about to be wasting time on this goal that I could do right now, all the way until the end of November, playing around. Can't play around with time. Can't play around with time. And when we realize that that's our biggest competitor, urgency, right? Urgency is a superpower. Urgency is a superpower. And when we couple the urgency with being around certain people that are pushing us, because a lot of times they both, the urgency sometimes can be created by the people that are pushing us, right? So it was just a reminder that, we have to be very intentional about the people that we surround ourselves with. And we have to be open to allowing those people to push us, dropping the ego with certain people in our lives. Maybe as many people as we can, because that we trust, I should say, that we trust and that we know have good intentions for us, and that when they say that, hey, you can do this, you believe them. And that belief is based on, oh, well, I know he's doing it. I know he could jump out of bed and do it. So I know that he's never pushing me to do something that he can't do himself and that he's not willing to do. Forget whether he can do it or not. If he can't do it, I know that he's willing to do exactly what he said when he said, hey, if you don't throw up, that means you didn't push yourself hard enough if you don't complete it. So I think the overall lesson, perhaps there's a bunch of lessons that you could take away from that, but the overall lesson would just be very careful and be very intentional with who you're surrounding yourself with. Now, this was a positive jump, a positive inspiration. There's a lot of other things that could be a negative inspiration, and just as this one sped things up and intensified in a positive direction, there's other influences that can intensify in a negative direction. So choose the people that you're around carefully. It always goes back to me, that top 5, that T-Mobile top 5. I think T-Mobile was the first company to introduce that. And it's so important, who you surround yourself with. Who are the 5 people that you're interacting with the most? Who are the 5 people that you're texting the most, on the phone with the most, FaceTiming the most, liking their pictures the most on Instagram, leaving comments? Who are those 5 people? And I think those 5 people can tell us a story about ourselves, because a lot of times, how do we judge who we are, right? We have to look in the mirror and see a reflection. So what better way to see a reflection of ourselves than seeing the people that we're actually giving our energy to the most? Because obviously that energy is going to come back our way. So just wanted to share that with y'all for the check-in. Normally we do the check-in live, but just wanted to make sure that I lock it in right now. Schedule's been all over the place, so I was like, you know what, let's just do it right now. No better time like the present. So hopefully y'all got something from that. So I guess I'll see y'all on the next mile, man. Y'all set a goal for yourselves. Think about it like this. Think about a goal that you have for the next year, the next few months, and then really be honest with yourself and ask yourself, what would it look like if I accomplished that in a month? What would it look like if I did that tomorrow? If I did that today? Would it be possible? Would it be crazy? If I challenge myself, what's the negative that could happen? Am I risking anything? What, passing out? Pushing yourself too hard? Some people aim for the stars confidently and intentionally. And a lot of times their losses landed on the moon are better than what a lot of people aim for. So I think that's the saying. Either way, y'all get it. I'll see y'all soon. All right, ew.